I just saw the most absolutely delicious interview with Elon Musk.
Are you going to continue to spend at that kind of level on future elections?
I think in terms of political spending, I'm going to do a lot less in the future.
And why is that?
I think I've done enough.
Is it because of blowback?
Well, if I see a reason to do political spending in the future, I will do it.
Anybody else enjoy watching that? This dovetails beautifully with an article I wanted to share from a couple of days ago. It's in Euro Weekly and it's entitled "Tesla in Shock. Billionaire Shareholder Sells Millions of Dollars Worth of Shares." This is from May 18th. You'd think betting on electric cars would still be cool in 2025. It's interesting to me how much just a few years ago, MAGA were all about their Hemis, and they were doing what my daughter calls truck chodes, where they took their muffler off and they would put these fat, short exhaust pipes to pump a bunch of like nasty black exhaust up out of the top of their truck. That was a way to like own the libs and stick it to them for wanting to have emission standards. Right, like back then, 2020, 2021, they were calling Tesla cars for soy boys, and how very quickly they all got on board the Tesla train. And suddenly decided these cars they previously called effeminate were now like really cool and representative of MAGA. In fact, we saw the president trying to hawk Teslas despite their plummeting sales in an attempt to boost their sales from the front of the White House. The president of the United States of America debasing himself and playing car salesman for Elon Musk. Didn't work so well, though. Anyway, okay, back to the article. You'd think that electric cars would still be cool in 2025, but one of the big money hedge funds, Coatue Management, just gave Tesla the boot, selling over 500,000 shares. They also trimmed their Nvidia stake. That's a big AI company. So what did they buy instead after they sold off all of that AI and Tesla stock? Philip Morris, a cigarette company. In 2025, they think cancer sticks are a better bet than Tesla. But surprisingly, this move wasn't just about profits. They looked at their ESG score. ESG stands for Environmental, Social, and Governance score. It's a kind of rating system that investors use to decide if a company is quote unquote responsible, working to save the planet. Do they treat their workers well? Oftentimes, ESG is not really about what a company does. It's far more about how they present themselves. It's about their reputation. And Tesla, even though they sell electric cars and they build solar panels and other car companies buy carbon credits through them, they have an ESG score of 40, which is considered miserable. Philip Morris, cigarette company Philip Morris, has a score of 85 in comparison. So is Tesla not green enough? What's happening? Tesla's mission is to replace petrol cars, this is again European article, gasoline-powered cars with electric ones. That should tick all of the green boxes, right? But ESG scoring is not that simple. It's less about actual impact and more about the paperwork and good PR. And I covered this in depth in the past. Part of the reason that Tesla is solvent is specifically because of government policies, especially Biden policies, that allow petroleum-using companies, gasoline-powered car companies, etc., to purchase carbon credits from Tesla because they are electric. Those policies didn't really benefit the environment. All they did was funnel a bunch of money into Tesla. It wasn't really an environmental policy, it just had the appearance of it, but what it was meant to do was to have other industries be required to polish their image via adding a bunch of money to Tesla's coffers. Part of the reason that Tesla is hurting now is because they can't sell carbon credits without selling cars. Their carbon credits are linked to their electric vehicles. So as their sales plummet, they are not able to take advantage of that really cushy deal that we wrote into law for them. Okay, back to the article. Your ESG score as a corporation is far more about good PR and your reputation than it is about your actual policy or impact. And what is Tesla's PR situation right now? Tesla lost points for being a bit of a mess behind the scenes. Lots of worker disputes, lawsuits, and Elon Musk's social media antics. But also there was paperwork shenanigans. They didn't tick all of the right disclosure boxes in their reports. And that's a big no-no. But even if we go back 6 weeks ago, Tesla was already in deep trouble. If we look at their quarterly report from the first quarter, Tesla plunged 36%. That means they lost over $460 billion in market cap in the quarter. All while Elon Musk was fucking up our federal government, dismantling programs, policies, firing people that keep our country running, wrecking the things that we care about in the name of government efficiency. Keep in mind, we now know from reporting that it's basically a wash. They haven't saved any money. The only thing they've done is put money into the pockets of the super rich, while again, destroying the things that we care about and that keep America going. So he cost his own company $460 billion in market cap while he was stealing your private information, while he was cutting programs that are directly resulting in the deaths of millions of people around the world, while he was in there fucking up your Social Security, stealing your data, canceling cancer research and stroke research, firing weather forecasters and our wildfire firefighters, implementing his eugenicist techno-bro vision, actively making life worse for the rest of us. He thought that he was going to be ascending to some kind of a deified state. He wants to be a feudal lord over the rest of us. Remember, he calls working class people, he calls everybody in America, including our veterans, including disabled people, including children, including farmers, small business owners. He calls all of us the parasite class. And he wants to be seen as some sort of super genius with this amazing ability to make everything more efficient. No, basically, he wants to take things that are owned by the American people, that fund good things for the American people, and he wants to privatize all of them so that he and his buddies get super rich. But he thought that was going to go over well with the American people, and in response, we saw Tesla takedowns be incredibly... He did not anticipate Tesla takedowns. There are still Tesla takedown protests every day of the week across America. We're not fucking having it. We're never forgetting what Musk has done. The Tesla brand is now permanently connected to fascism. The Tesla brand is now permanently a Yahtzee. There's a reason that they call the Cybertruck the swastika car. Elon Musk has poisoned his own brand, and he tanked the first quarter profits for his corporation, all while making himself deeply unpopular. Not just with the American people, but internationally. I think in Germany, sales of Tesla cars fell like 76%. But also, the board of Tesla was like, what the fuck, bro? You're destroying this company. You need to get out of the federal government and come back and actually do your job here at Tesla. And then we see folks in the Trump regime, Donald Trump, really unhappy with what Musk is doing and how he's real cringe, he's real embarrassing. And Donald Trump doesn't like to be surrounded by people or associated with people who make him look bad. And we had this dynamic of Elon Musk looming over the president of the United States, who was seated in the Oval Office, and Musk's kid, making fun of the president. Musk really thought he was running the show in those press conferences. He thought he was a big man and he was going to be ascendant into this position of like running America and running the world. His fragile narcissistic vision of a technocrat future where he was the supreme being, the supreme lord, ruler of all. Yeah, how's that working out for you, Muskie? You didn't look too cheesed in that interview. Your foray into attempting to control American politics not going so well for you? You didn't think the American people were going to fight back, did you? Because your bro Curtis Yarvin said that we were all weak, that the American people were just going to lay down and take it, that we weren't going to fight back, and this country was going to be easy pickings for you. You don't look too victorious in that interview today. So Twitter is a Yahtzee hellscape that is currently proving dead internet theory. Tesla is tanking, and you have tainted the brand forever. SpaceX is only solvent because you are getting billions of our taxpayer money, and we'll see how long that lasts. And now you don't want to fuck around in other countries' politics anymore. It didn't work well for you here, didn't work well for you in Germany, and it really didn't work well for you in the state of Wisconsin, where you thought you were going to buy that race. You thought you were going to buy the Supreme Court race. When we're talking about your big loss in the Wisconsin Supreme Court case, you thought you could buy, I believe the AP said Susan Crawford overcame massive spending from groups funded by Elon Musk. So I hope you learned your lesson. Keep the fuck out of American politics. You wasted $250 million backing Trump, thinking that you were going to buy yourself a presidency and he was going to be your little puppet. You spent tens of millions of dollars thinking you were going to buy a Wisconsin Supreme Court case, and the voters said, get fucked. And just so you know, it's only 4 months into this regime, so the resistance is just getting going. So go back to your little hidey hole with your tail between your legs.